Krishna, Krishna, Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Sit properly. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare Krishna Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, कितना चीज का भगवान है ना हरि हरि कृष्ण 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 राम 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 हरि राम 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 हरि राम 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 हरि कृष्ण 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 राम 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 हरि राम 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 हरि कृष्ण राम 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 हरि राम 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 Ram 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram, 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 Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Ram. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Rama Rama Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Sit properly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Ram Hare Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Ram Ram, Ram, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram, Ram Ram, Ram. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram.
Hare Krishna, Radha Prabhu, Lakshmi Bhavan, Sanatana Mataji, Chanting, all the. Thank you very much for learning today. We'll start with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Umajnanatirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurannritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamani Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshatmagini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Srivasadi Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukhaprati Vachana Pangangaya Tirgiranga Kripatam Shingrum Vinataranam Paramanandamadam Chaitanya Vishwaram O Mama Pavitra Pavitro Va Sarvava Sangatu Viva Yasmaret Nari Pasham Sabhashya Abhyan Taranjali Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu. So today November 6th.
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ వాయిస్ చాలా లో ఉంది ప్రభుజీ చిన్న వస్తుంది
అచ్చా దగ్గర మాట్లాడతాను వాయిస్ స్లో ఉందన్నాను
లో ఉంది ప్రభు చాలా వినిపిస్తుంది చిన్నగా వినిపిస్తుంది
Yes, Prabhu. So today November 6th from Bhagavad Gita calendar. Let me read this two slokas. Bhagavad Gita calendar. This one we all know. November 6. 16.16, 16.17. Aneka chitta vibhranta moha jala samavrita prashakta kama bhogeshu patanti narakesu chau. Thus perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and fall down into hell. Atma sambhavita stabdha dhana mana madanvitaha yajante nama yajnaste dambhe na vidhi purvakam. Self-complacent and always impudent, deluded by wealth and false prestige, they sometimes proudly perform sacrifices in name only, without following any rules and regulations. This is 16th chapter, 16 and 17 verse talks about demons, basically materialists. Various anxieties bound by network of illusions, strongly attached to sense enjoyment. Various anxieties, network of illusions, and strongly attached to sense enjoyment. That's 16:16. Now 16:7, self-complacent, always impudent, deluded by wealth. Due to this, get false prestige, and they perform sacrifices for the name's sake, without following rules and regulations. We continue. Number 6. There's slokas based on this Bhagavad Gita calendar. I will do the remaining those stanzas. Prabhupada. Yadi Prabhupada hoito tabe ki hoito he jivana bahita ki se. Yadi Prabhupada hoito tabe ki hoito he jivana bahita ki se. Done 4, no? Yes. Gita Bhagavata Chaitanya Charita Premamruta Rasa Sara. Gita Bhagavata Chaitanya Charita Premamrita Rasa Sara Kathana Sundara Saralaka Riya ke buje hai tara kana puja hai tara yadi prabhupada na hoi to tabe ki hoi to he jeevana bahita kise yadi prabhupada na hoi to tabe ki hoi to he jeevana bahita kise काता काटा कष्टा साही प्रतमाने राही किवदीता हरिना काता कष्टा साही प्रतमाने राही कि कावि के वादीता हरिना के दिएती मादेरा पूरी वृंदावाना मायापुरा माता धाम के देती मादेरा पूरी वृंदावाना मायापुरा माता धाम यदि प्रभुपाद न होई तो तबे की होई तो हे जीवाना बहित किसे यदि प्रभुपाद न होई तो तबे की होई तो हे जीवाना बहित किसे Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai. We start reading. Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita Volume 1, we are reading chapter 9, A Resident of Vrindavana, entitled as A Resident of Vrindavana. Okay, so we'll continue from this paragraph. Okay. Raju Prabhu, please start. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Raju Prabhu. Are you there? Is it audible?
Who are you calling out, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna?
No, Raju Prabhu, not okay. Lalit Mohan Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. On this occasion of your separation, I see only dejection. Yeah. Abhais was a dark view, the golden era of preaching that had flourished in the days of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati was no longer. By the influence of Maya, Abhay wrote, now everything is darkness. All devotional instructions have been destroyed. Now everything has been reversed. Meditating on that great personality possessed of divine power to save the entire world, Abhay expressed his feelings of weakness and helplessness. Because of those not fixed in devotional service, many branches have spread all over. Your conclusive message did not touch the ear. Where will I get the strength of Sankirtana movement? How could he, a tiny spiritual child, survive without his spiritual father? Now, who could save the world, which was so much more oppressed than ever before? Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta had said that a dead man could not preach. Only one with life could preach. As long as Abhay and others could deeply regret the Gaudiya Math's failure, there was still life and still hope. If everyone obtained this right and went out and made disciples, then the suffering souls in the world could be saved. It was useless to cry over what his god brothers had done. Yet in seeing and resenting it, Abhay found within the pain of what might have been a continuing spark of what still might be. Abhay sent his poem and Vrindavana Bhajana to Keshav Maharaja, who published them in the Gaudiya Patrika. Okay. Akincham Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Akincham Prabhu. Okay. Lakshmi Mataji. Raju Prabhu.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhu, Atkinson Prabhu went for to drop kids, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Mataji. Raju Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat. Yeah. One night Abhay had a striking dream. The same dream he had several times before during his days as a householder. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati appeared just as Abhay had known him, the tall, scholarly sannyasi coming directly from the spiritual world, from Krishna's personal entourage. He called to Abhay and indicated that he should follow. He should follow. Repeatedly, he called and mentioned. He was asking Abhay to take sannyasa. Come, he argued, become a sannyasa. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Mata is. Yeah. Deepa Mata, please read.
Yes, Prabhuji. Abhay awoke in a state of wonder. He thought of this instruction as another feature of the original instruction Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati had given him at their first meeting in Calcutta, the same instruction that his spiritual master had later solidified in a letter, become an English preacher, and spread Krishna consciousness throughout the Western world. Sannyasa was for that end. Otherwise, why would his spiritual master have asked him to accept it? Abhay reasoned that his spiritual master was saying, now take sannyasa and you will actually be able to accomplish this mission. Formally, the time was not right. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Samyukta Mata.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat.
Pranam.
Abhay deliberated cautiously. By accepting sannyasa, a Vaishnava dedicates his body, mind, and words totally to the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, renouncing all other engagements. He was doing that already. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati had offered sannyasa to his leading disciples so that they could continue his mission. They had not done it. Preaching in the West had proved perilous even for the Gaudiya Math, most recognized sannyasis. How could he, a mere householder, presume he could succeed where the others had failed? He was hesitant. The helpless, incapable feeling he had expressed in his Viraha Ashtaka was there. But now his spiritual master was beckoning him over all other considerations, even over natural humility. Now, although he was elderly and alone, the desire to preach just as his spiritual master had preached remained within him, a fierce through sometimes quietly expressed determination. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Lavanya, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. The Vedic standard and the example set by the previous acharyas was that if one wanted to lead a preaching movement, sannyasa was required. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta had taken sannyasa to facilitate this missionary work. Lord Chaitanya had taken sannyasa to further the Sankirtana movement. Of course, Lord Chaitanya was the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but when his young students had been disrespectful towards him, treating him as an ordinary man, he had taken sannyasa. Because a sannyasa is automatically respected, Lord Chaitanya's acceptance of sannyasa was a calculated tactic. As soon as he began traveling throughout the India as a sannyasi, he immediately attracted thousands of followers to the Sankirtana movement. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mali. Latman.
Yes, Prabhu. Knowing that many cheaters would accept the saffron dress and abuse the respect given to sannyasis, Lord Chaitanya had advised against accepting sannyasa in the age of Kali. He knew that cheaters, in the guise of sadhus, would act immorally, accumulate funds for their own sense gratification, and make many followers simply to enhance their own prestige. Posing as swamis, they would cheat the public. Because the people in Kali Yuga are unable to follow the rules and regulations of sannyasa, Lord Chaitanya had recommended that they simply chant Hare Krishna. However, if a person could actually follow the rules, and especially if he had to spread the Sankirtana movement, sannyasa was necessary. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Raj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Abhay first had to approach one of his godbrothers for permission. He decided to turn the Bhaktivilasa Tirtha Maharaja, formerly Kunja Vihari, the leader of the Chaitanya Math in Calcutta. Abhay still thought thought of the Chaitanya Mutt as the headquarters of his spiritual master mission. During the heated legal disputes, the Chaitanya Mutt had been the most prized acquisition. And since 1940, it had been under the legal ownership of Bhaktivilasa Tirtha Maharaja. Now, although each sannyas had his own place or places, the Chaitanya Mutt and Bhaktivilasa Tirtha Maharaj legally represented the Gaudiya Mutt entity. Abhay felt that if he were to take sannyasa and go preach in America, he should give the Chaitanya Mutt in first opportunity to support his work. In April 1959, Abhay wrote to Tirtha Maharaja inquiring about sannyasa and the Chaitanya's man printing some of his manuscripts. And since no one was going abroad, he volunteered to do so on behalf of the Chaitanya Mutt. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you for that. Somebody joined, let me check. Saraswati Mata. Ask. Let me read. Bhaktivilasa Tirtha Maharaja replied that Abhay should first join the Chaitanya Mutt. He mentioned the strife that still lingered. Those who are acting against Chaitanya Mutt, they are motivated by their individual ambitions. Anyone who was against the Chaitanya Mutt, he said, was acting illogically and against the instructions of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. So according to Tirtha Maharaja, the thing for Abhay to do, the thing he had neglected to do for so many years, was to join the Chaitanya Mutt and act under his direction. Tirtha Maharaja mentioned several members of the Chaitanya Mutt who had recently accepted the sannyasa order, and he said that Abhay could also become one. In time, he invited Abhay to come reside at the Chaitanya Mutt. The houses that we have, there are rooms that are airy and well lit. We will treat you exclusively. There won't be any difficulty. We will take care that no inconveniences are caused. But as for printing books, okay. Mata is again, Deepa Mata, please continue.
We are eagerly awaiting to print the books like Satsandarbha, Vedanta, based on devotional service, and many other rare books by the Goswamis. First, we will print them. Books written by you will be checked by the editorial staff, and if the funds can be raised, then they can be printed according to priority. The books will be printed only if they are favorable for the service of Chaitanya Mutt. Therefore, if the fund is raised, then there is a plan to go abroad as well. Abhay was not encouraged. The main difficulty he felt was the Chaitanya Mutt's shortage of funds. Srila Prabhupada. I was working with my broken typewriter. I went to our Tirtha Maharaj. You give me a room and print my books. Give me some money. I will join you. I had thought, this is Guru Maharaj's institution. He did not say no, but the printing of books was a difficult task for him. He had no money. He was hardly collecting for maintaining. Printing of books is a big job, and there is no guarantee of sale. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Samita Mata.
Yes, Prabhuji. Without printing books and going to the West, sannyasa did not have meaning for Abhay. And who knew when Tirtha Maharaja would sanction his taking sannyasa? There was no point in going to Calcutta just to reside in an airy, well-lit room that he had already in Vrindavana. Abhay wrote back to Tirtha Maharaja mentioning his direct order from Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati to preach to the English-speaking people. He wanted to go to the West right away, and he had thought the Chaitanya Mutt would become his offer. Both Abhay and Tirtha Maharaja and they had their responsibilities, but perhaps they could work together to carry out the desire of their spiritual master. Abhay asked Tirtha Maharaja to reconsider. On May 7, 1959, Bhakti Vilasa Tirtha Maharaja wrote back. Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Thank you. Yeah, Saraswati Mata, Hare Krishna. Are you able to read?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Please.
My suggestion is I don't make any hasty decisions. For the time being, you stay with us and engage yourself in the service of the society and then accept Tridanda, Sannyasa. The purpose of accepting Tridanda is to serve the society. If that is your desire, then Sri Chaitanya Math will decide about you're going to America to preach and make all the arrangements. It can never be the principle of the society to let one act according to his individual attempt or desire. The society will decide after consulting with the heads what is to be done by whom. This is what I want to say. First of all, it is necessary to identify oneself with the society. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Lavanya, go ahead.
In order to preach in America or in other foreign countries, it is important to have a dignified organization in the background, and secondly, it is necessary to establish oneself in India before going to preach in the foreign countries. Now it is that there are no conferences or meetings in the West as before. Communication is done through the media of television. Abhay could understand the needs and priorities of the Chaitanya Math, but he could not allow them to overrule what he considered the highest mandate, preaching as Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati had ordered. Abhay had offered his services to the leaders of Chaitanya Math, thinking they might also see the things his way. He thought that with the world's crying need for Krishna consciousness staring them in the face, they might see that this Abhay Babu was convinced and enthusiastic and so should be sent right away with whatever he required. But they had other priorities.
Yeah, thank you. No, okay. Chandra Road, okay. Please read. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Abhay next turned to Keshav Maharaj in Madura, and Keshav Maharaj had told Abhay to take sannyasa immediately. After corresponding with Tirtha Maharaja, Abhay had felt some uncertainty about accepting sannyasa, and now that he was being encouraged to so strongly, he resisted. But Keshava Maharaja was insistent. Srila Prabhupada, I was sitting alone in Vrindavana, writing my God brother insisted to me, Bhaktivedanta Prabhu, you must do it. Without accepting the renounced order of life, nobody can become a preacher. So he insisted. Not he insisted. Practically, my spiritual master insisted. He wanted me to become a preacher. So he forced me through the God brother, you accept. So unwillingly, I accepted.
Hare Krishna. Yeah,
Prabhuji, I'll read and I'll go to drop.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
Yeah. Keshavaji Gaudiya Math was located in the midst of one of the Mathura's downtown bazaars. Its main entrance, an arched doorway, led into a courtyard open to the sky through a metal gating above. The architecture was similar to the one of the Vamshi Gopalji temple. The atmosphere was secure, as in a monastery. Abhay was a familiar, welcome figure here. He had lived here, written and studied in the library here, edited by Gaudiya Patrika, and donated the deity of the Lord Chaitanya, who stood on the altar beside the deity of Radha and Krishna, Sri Radha Vinod Viharji. But his visit during September of 1959 was not an ordinary one. He entered the Mata dressed in white, Abhay Babu, but he would soon be leaving the dress in saffron as a Swami. A Swami.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Babu. Hare Mohan.
Abhay had been living as an renunciant for 9 years. There was no need for him to observe a ceremony or to proclaim himself a sadhu by changing to saffron dress. But it was the parampara system that a man take Tridandi sannyasa at the end of his life. He was aware of cheating sannyasis. Even in Vrindavan, he had seen so-called sadhus who did not preach but simply spent their days hunting for chapatis. Some swamis of Vrindavan even indulged illicitly in what they had supposedly come here to reject, sex life. Such persons were making a mockery of sannyasa. And there were the caste Goswamis also, who lived like ordinary householders, running temples as a business to support their families and accepting honor and donations from the public on the false basis of birth. Abhay knew of these abuses of sannyasa, but he also knew the real purpose of sannyasa. Sannyasa was for preaching. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji,
Thank
I
you.
have a question. Like he says, always unwillingly accepted because he is actually he is in the renounce order, right? So why he is saying the same thing, Prabhuji? Actually, he is.
Huh?
Haribol?
What, Motherji?
Prabhupada always says like I'm unwillingly accepted, unwillingly, right? So actually he's living in a renounce order, right?
Yes, Motherji.
So why he's not like
No, sannyasa means, automatically lot of respect will come. Na? He
hmm.
being humble, he don't want to be respected, Motherji. He
Oh,
wanted to preach, but not to be respected. So that is the reason.
and to preach in the
In one of the
Grihastha.
classes, it is said, being in a Vanaprastha only, he wanted to continue his preaching and all. But
So he doesn't want to praise.
in his dreams, again and again, it is coming that you take sannyas, you take sannyas. He is not actually interested in taking sannyas because that is a very high and respectable position, Mataji, and he will be honored like anything.
Okay. He doesn't want to praise.
No,
Okay.
no, no. All failures only, no. He is habituated in that. He is okay with that actually, with that life and all.
Yes. Thank you.
We'll continue. Let me read. Akinjan Prabhu, are you there?
Yes, bro. Correct.
Yeah, please read.
On the morning of September 17, 1959, in the 50 by 25-foot DT room on the second floor of the Keshavaji Mutt, a group of devotees sat before the deities of the Radha, Krishna, and Lord Chaitanya. The deities were colorfully dressed in the royal clothing and silver crowns. Radharani's right hand face palm forward in benediction for the worshippers at her side. Her left hand held a flower for Krishna. Krishna stood like a dancer, placing his right leg in the casual tiptoe pose before his left, playing his long silver flute, which he held gracefully, and his red lips. His long back hair reached down past his shoulders, and the garland of marigolds around his neck reached down to his knees. On the right stood the deity of the Lord Chaitanya, his right arm raised, left arm at his side, his body straight, feet together. He was soft golden color, and he had larger eyes, a well-formed red mouth, and straight black hair down to the shoulders. One level below to the deities were the pictures of spiritual master in disciplic succession. Jagannath Das Babaji, Bhakti Vinod Thakura, Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Kishore Das Babaji, sorry, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Bhakti Pragnana Keshava Maharaj. Abhay sat on the mat of Kusha grass beside 90 years old Sanatana, also to receive the sannyasa that day. Sitting opposite to the two candidates, Narayana Maharaja and Keshav Maharaja's disciples, prepared to conduct the ceremony of mantras and offering of grains and ghee into the fire. Akinchana Krishna Das Babaji, Abhay's god brother, known for the sweet singing, played a mridanga and sang Vaishnava bhajans. Sitting on the raised asana, His Holiness Keshava Maharaj presided since that he had since there had no notices or invitations. Only the Mata's few residents attended.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Let me read. Narayana Maharaja chanted the required mantras and then sat back silently while Keshava Maharaja lectured. Then, to everyone's surprise, Keshava Maharaja asked Abhay to speak. Abhay had not expected this. As he looked around at the gathering of devotees, he understood that the common language was Hindi. Only Keshava Maharaja and a few others spoke English, yet he knew he must speak in English. Saraswati Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Please read.
After that one, Prabhuji?
After Abhay's speech.
After Abhay's speech, each initiate received his sannyasa danda, the traditional head-high staff made of 4 bamboo rods bound together and completely enwrapped in saffron cloth. They were given their sannyasa garments, 1 piece of saffron cloth for a dhoti, 1 for a top piece, and 2 strips for underwear. They also received tulsi neck beads and the sannyasa mantra. Keshav Maharaja said that Abhay would now be known as Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj and that Sanatana would be Muni Maharaj. After the ceremony, the 2 new sannyasis posed for a photo standing on either side of their sannyasa guru who sat in a chair. Thank you, Guru.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Samyukta Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Keshava Maharaja did not impose any strictures on Abhay. He simply encouraged him to go on preaching. Yet Abhay knew that to become A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami did not mean merely that he was giving up family, home comforts, and business that he had done 5 years ago. Changing from white cloth to saffron cloth from Abhay Babu to Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaja had a special significance. It was the mandate he had required, the irrevocable commitment. Now it was only a matter of time before Bhaktivedanta Swami would travel to the west as Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati had ordained. This was Bhaktivedanta Swami's realization of his new sannyasa status. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. This is done. Lavanya, you complete this. Last 2 paragraphs.
The Gaudiya Adena. The
Gaudiya Patrika's account.
Gaudiya Patrika's account of the sannyasa initiation included a biographical sketch of Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, listing the major events of his life. The article concluded, seeing his enthusiasm and ability to write articles in Hindi, English, and Bengali, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj gave him the instruction to take Tridandi Sannyasa. For nearly 1 year, he had been ready to accept sannyasa. In the month of Bhadra, on the day on which Vishwarupa accepted sannyasa, Bhaktivedanta Swami at the Sri Keshavji Gaudiya Math accepted sannyasa from the founder of the Vedantas Samiti, Bhakti Prajna Keshava Maharaj. Seeing him accept his ashrama of renunciation, seeing this pastime for accepting the renounced order of life, we have attained great affection and enthusiasm.
Very nice. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Let us complete this last 2. Since we completed the chapter 9 of Lilamrita, volume 1, let us done now. Let me complete this song also. Seventh and 8. Parama Mangala Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhura Sikshadhana. Parama Mangala Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhura Sikshadhana. Achare prachare sada madere ke karita niyojana. Achare prachare sada amadere ke karita niyojana. Yadi Prabhupada na hoito tabe ki hoito e jivana bahita kise. Yadi Prabhupada na hoito tabe ki hoito e jivana bahita kise. Prema kalpataru nitai gaurera कृपा का नाला भीर बारे प्रेमा कल्पतारु निताई गौरेरा कृपा का नाला भीर बारे नीरावादी जया पताका हृदया तोमारे शरण करे नीरावादी जया पताका हृदया तोमारे शरण करे यदि प्रभुपाद न है तो ताबे की है तो ये जीवना वहिता किसे यदि प्रभुपाद है तो ताबे की है तो जीवाना वही ताकि से हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे यदि प्रभुपाद न है तो यदि प्रभुपाद न है तो ताबे की है तो ये जीवन वहिता किसे. So let us read this 5, 6, 7, 8 translations. Okay, each devotee please read. Each devotee unmute yourself and please read. 5, 6, 7, 8. Let us read.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can I read?
Yeah.
Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita contains the essence of the nectarian mellows of love of Godhead. Who else would have explained these scriptures so clearly and briefly?
Thank you. Another devotee, Sri Shamata, go ahead.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sixth one. Who else would have tolerated all difficulties and distributed Harinama with a pleasant heart? Who would have given us the Dhamas such as Mayapur, Vrindavan, and Jagannatapuri?
Very good, yes.
Thank you.
Now somebody there, let me ask. Vanimata Hare Krishna. Please read 7th one.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danda Pranam.
Yeah, that's not.
Seventh, the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu constitute the greatest and the most auspicious treasure. Who else would have engaged us in constantly practicing and preaching it?
Yes, thank you, Mata. 8th one, anybody?
I lead Prabhuji.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sri Nitai Gaura are desire trees of love of Godhead, desiring a drop of their mercy. Jayapataka's heart incessantal take shelter of your divine grace. Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Mata. Yeah. Sarala Bhasha. Who else would have explained these scriptures so clearly and beautifully? 5th one, let us see. Katana Sundara Sarala Kariya Kehe Buja Hai Teara. See, since we are practicing since some years, how much connected verses, how long, Srila Prabhupada in his purports, we see, right? Connected verses from different Upanishads, connected verses from Bhagavad Gita, connected verses from different Puranas, connected verses from different various acharyas like Krishna Katamrita Sindhu, and there are Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, various other in our parampara and Sri Sampradaya acharyas. Ramanujacharya put it like this, Vishwanath Chakravarti put it like that. So, and it is easy to understand. Sarala Bhasha. Sundara Sarala Kariya. Right? A 6th grader, little known English guy, English boy, easily understand this highest philosophy of devotional service, devotional life. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Very nice. Actually, this song Srila Prabhupada Appearance Day and Disappearance Day. It's a popularized song written by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Every appearance and disappearance, devotees sing this to remember, Prabhupada, what Prabhupada has done for us, right? So, Prabhupada Disappearance Day coming in 17th November. Whoever comes to the Puri Dham Yatra, we are gonna celebrate there in Pandal. Guru Maharaj is going to talk, and he invites, you observe, how our Guru Maharaj, he invites all of, Srila Prabhupada's senior disciples and request them to speak and share realizations with the Srila Prabhupada and the long time in the movement. And I'm looking for that. Disappearance Day is a kind of heart melting day that day. Some devotees are crying, because of happiness, in happiness, of course, in separation also. This song, Jayanilo Dana, we are going to sing that day. And first, I just want to share one experience and we'll conclude. This was in Chicago Temple during 2011 time. 2011, exactly, yes, correct. 2011. 2011, first I got a project there with the TCS. I got good association wherever I go with Krishna's mercy, Prabhupada mercy, shown devotees. We went to ISKCON Chicago Temple, Kishori Temple, deity's name. Kishori. Every time we say Radha Krishna, here opposite, Kishori Temple. And Gaurneta is there and Jana Baldeswada is there. And attended one of the Prabhupada Disappearance Day. They put final lesson every time, in temples in US, they put this movie, final lesson. Final lesson, I have seen all the documentary that completely. Last instruction we see, if you see in YouTube, you see that what Prabhupada final instruction. So much, that day kind of emotional, because I came from Pune congregation from 2008 to 2010. We were there close to 2.5, 3 years, and then went to US. See how Prabhupada mercy. Right after I landed in US in 2010 September, just beside that our guest house, the company guest house, Gopala Krishna Goswami Maharaj disciple. That means Prabhupada connected only. So wherever I go, in Milton, Florida, there are no devotees actually. Practically, there are no devotees. I always remember that cherishable moment in my life, in our Krishna conscious life. One day, I was traveling. I got lunch break and I went to our apartment for take prasadam. While coming from the road, I have seen one van with, this is a thing, Hare Krishna Mahamantra in a short form. Super. How HK means Hare Krishna, again HK, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, KK, and Krishna Krishna, KK. Hare Krishna, HK, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, KK, and HH, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, HR, Hare Rama, HR, Rama Rama, RR, Rama Rama, RR, and HS. So this is there on the van. Where is Milton, Florida? It's completely no devotees. I have checked online, everything in and out. I checked with some other devotees, but nothing. But this is also Prabhupada mercy. I have seen that short form of Hare Krishna mantra and followed that van after done with my lunch break. I was driving. I have seen this van in the traffic. All the way I followed that car, and I have crossed my office also. And I mean, ఏమంటారు మనం ఆ లేన్లు ఉంటాయి కదా, లేన్ క్రాస్ చేసి ఆమె మాతాజీ యాక్చువల్లీ లేన్ క్రాస్ చేసి ఒక దగ్గర ఆగాను అనమాట. చూసి హరే కృష్ణ హరే కృష్ణ హరే కృష్ణ విండో నుంచి చూస్తుంటే ఆమె ఐఎమ్ నో వన్, నో టుడే నో నథింగ్, ఆమెకి ఏం తెలియదు ఎవరు. సో ఆగిన తర్వాత హరే కృష్ణ అనగానే ఇట్లా చూసి ఆమె కూడా ఆగింది. ఆగిన తర్వాత హరే కృష్ణ అని నేను చెప్పగానే ఎంత హ్యాపీనెస్ ఉందంటే ఆ మాతదిలో. హరే కృష్ణ ఇది అమెరికన్ బాడీ. హరే కృష్ణ, who are you? What are you doing here? Why are you following me? So I saw introduction of them. So that where I got connected 3 wonderful devotee families. That family, her name is Mama Beth. There is Taruni Mataji, and with them I got connected with Srila Prabhupada, direct Srila Prabhupada disciple. What's her name? Lavanya, what's her name? Mataji's name Gaya Mataji. Prabhu's name Gaur Sundar Prabhu.
Yeah.
Gaur Sundar Prabhu is Srila Prabhupada disciple. From our place to that place, just 1 hour, 1.5 hour journey.
He's
That's
the
Fort
first
Washington
set
Beach.
of disciple.
Indra?
He's the first set of disciple. He's the first one.
First set of 1960 disciples.
This
1960
song
disciples.
also.
So that's the thing. Prabhupada mercy is always there. We are recipients of Srila Prabhupada mercy. So we always remember Prabhupada. That's why, when we chant, we see that Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinam. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharana Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasatavistara. We always remember Srila Prabhupada. We have to remember. We must remember. We have to surrender to Srila Prabhupada mission. And serving in our best of our capacities. That's the only thing. Thank you so much for hearing these realizations. Always there. And please pray for me. Pray for our family to serve whatever best of our capacity, using our intelligence, our money, everything. Please pray for us. And let us pray for each other by chanting 3 times of Hare Krishna Mahamantra enthusiastically. Can we do? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita ki jai. Now let us continue with our slokas.
Prabhuji, one day give me an opportunity to sing that song, Prabhuji.
Yeah, next time whenever we touch again, Prabhupada Lilamrita, you sing.
It used to be my favorite. I used to sleep to this song actually. Even in Vrindavan, last year when we went to Vrindavan Yatra, actually Prabhupada's disappearance day was there, and that was the 70th disappearance day, I think. Or was it 50th? 50th? 50th disappearance day, Prabhuji. It happened.
Radio full set cheyi.
50th disappearance day ki there was a huge ceremony. Everybody was there, like even like all Prabhupada disciples, Loknath Swami Maharaj, Mana Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, Gaurang Prabhu, ఇట్లాగా చాలా మంది డిసైపుల్స్ ఉంటే ఆ రోజు నందగా ఉంది. యాక్చువల్లీ ఇది ఉండేది అనమాట, మా ట్రిప్ ఐటినరీలో నందగా ఉండేది. బట్ నేను సురభి మాతాజీ ఏమో అండ్ సత్యప్రభుజీ ఐ థింక్ మేము స్కిప్ చేసాం అది టు సీ దిస్ ఈవెంట్. ఆ రోజు ఫుల్ అభిషేకం అవన్నీ చేశారు. అండ్ దెర్ వాజ్ ఫ్రమ్ మార్నింగ్ టు ఈవినింగ్ ప్రభుజీ, ఎవ్రీబడి కమింగ్ అండ్ థింక్ అట్లీస్ట్ సమ్ 120 people read out their offerings. Yes, it was so wonderful. That was the day, because until then Prabhupada is founder Acharya, but I was not attached and mentally and heartfully connected to Prabhupada. It was that day which changed everything. When I heard all the stories that they were talking about, even I think Brahmananda Prabhuji was also there. So many wonderful disciples were there, so many Matajis were there who gave their wonderful realizations, how their life changed and everything. So that's when I realized what Prabhupada had actually done, and my attachment to Prabhupada increased after that day.
Yeah.
So that day was the one.
Thank you for sharing.
I think that was also the inauguration day of Prabhupada's. There is a, in Vrindavan now, there is Prabhupada ka, that dedicated, no, it was there before also, I think. Something was there, some inauguration was
The
there.
Prabhupada memorial is there all from the beginning.
కానీ
Krishna
ఆ రోజు
Balaram
ఏదో
temple,
ఇనాగ్రేషన్
Prabhupada
ఉంది,
museum.
ఏం ఇనాగ్రేషన్ గుర్తు రావట్లేదు నాకు. ప్రపాత్ మ్యూజియం అనుకుంటా. But I couldn't see the museum. I forgot to see the museum. So much rush.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Yeah, Hare Krishna. So, Lalitma Prabhuji.
నేను చేసేది ఏముంది ప్రభు, ఇంకా అయిపోయింది కదా నా పని.
మీరు చేసేది ఒకటి ఉంది. ఓ 2 నిమిషాలు అంటారు ప్లీజ్. స్టిక్ టు 2 minutes టైం. ఒక రియలైజేషన్ ఒకటి చెప్పండి ప్రభు ప్రభుపాద గురించి.
అరే ప్రభు, ఇవాళ కాదు, ఆ రోజు చెప్తానులే. ఏదో ఆ రోజు మనం వచ్చి మంచి యాత్రలో ఉంటాం కదా మనం. ఓ సరే,
యాత్రలో ఉంటారు కరెక్టే, కానీ మనం యాత్రలో ఇట్లా కలుస్తాం కదా. యాత్రలో పర్సనల్ అది వేరు. ఒకటి చెప్పండి, 2 నిమిషాలు సీరియస్లీ. షేర్ సంథింగ్.
యా ప్రభు, ఇవంటే ఆఫ్ కోర్స్ ఈ ఫిలాసఫీ ఇదంతా, ఈ భక్తి ఇదంతా ఇవ్వడం ఓకే, బట్ ఇఫ్ యు సీ ఆన్ ఏ pan like ashrama level, it is okay, like how we are growing up individually and how these scriptures and all are helping us. But on the varna side, if you see na, the contributions which he has done is actually phenomenal. Till now we are discussing about the ashrama side, like how all the scriptures has gone into us and how it revived us. That's okay, but what for? Because it should have an effect on a community. And how will it have? On the varna side, how? To create some brahmanas, to create some very wise heads, okay, so that they will have an ability to rule the world properly. Not to rule, Prabhu, to guide the world, not to rule the world. If the brahmana heads are proper na, then they can actually inspire the kshatriyas properly. If you see the whole Buddhist movement, they didn't go from the ground up. They directly catch the cream kshatriya part, like Ashoka and all this. Whoever the cream is there, na, they directly caught hold of them. And if you see that there is one Afghan king earlier, I forgot his name. They directly caught hold of him. That's it.
Gajniya.
No. He is the one who destroyed. Before that, there's a very good king of Afghan king who rules entire India also. I forgot his name. So Afghanis, they generally, they say that we are from that lineage. Okay. This Islam and all, it has come from 700, but before that we have that king. We belong to that, king. That's what they say. So what did this, in the context is how the whole varna can change, how it has an effect on varna. So Prabhupada, in whenever you see the King Prithu Maharaj or Lord Rama or Krishna, whenever the kingly part of this comes, the whole context of his purpose will change. How? Society, there is a lot of problem. Why there is a problem? Because there is no bhakti. He will go in this way. And he will say, no ever isms, whatever kind of ism you bring, it is a bitter failure only. Only one thing which will help you is individual bhakti and pan world. How do you do Sankirtan movement? Telling this in a very simple way, na, that individually in your ashrama you should follow these principles, regulative principles and scriptures and all. But for society, if you keep a proper leaders in a proper place only, then there will be peace. There will be no peace at all else. Okay. And why did he say this? In the past 2000 years, there were only 13 years of peace. Else, somewhere or other, you will always have a war, Prabhu. But if we see the scriptures and Puranas, intermittently sometimes war would come, but generally world would be peaceful under one Samrajya, one Chakravarti. Okay. Of course, this is not the time of Chakravarti, but still, if you want peace, okay, it cannot prevail just like that. And even if you see why the war comes, Prabhu, it's not because of general populace. General populace are 90%, but there are 10% of people who always want this. Okay, so how to control them is all the thing is about. And in the Prabhupada, now that's his specialty is, he says that you can control them only if you keep a proper leaders at a proper place. And how can that happen? If you have a 10% of Brahmanas in the society. And our mission is to create the 10% of Brahmanas. So that the peace will prevail and all the souls will go back to Godhead. So we were thinking that initially, for our own selves, we are doing all these things. Like, our bhakti we are doing for us to go back to Godhead. But his mission, like creating an organization for the whole society, for the whole, Varna scale, not ashrama scale it is. It is a Varna scale that everyone should go back to Godhead. So that is one thing, which I get in his, one thing which I get in his scriptures, Prabhuji, that, whole pan world, how there will be a peace pan world only by the leaders becoming Krishna conscious. I'm sorry, I'll always go to this Varna and Ashrama aspect of Prabhupada. But if you read Bhagavatam again and again, Prabhu, you will get these things only. That 9 cantos is completely about Maharajas, different kings. The whole lineage from 4th canto will start now. Now we'll start reading from 4th till 9th. It's about completely about the kings, how they rule the world. And you see the proper puppets in it, na? You will come to know all these things. And 10th is completely bhakti. That's that has got nothing to do with this. Only Krishna. But till that time, you will have how you should rule the world and how you should do individually also.
Yeah.
Prabhu, thank you, Prabhu. You should not disturb me, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. It will go like this only. Sorry.
Sorry. But good point you shared, Prabhu. The cantos from 4 to 9 cantos. Of course, yeah, all the kings' pastimes, how they ruled, and in 10th canto, only prema, only bhakti. That's good points, Prabhu. Yes, we need. That's why Prabhupada in his small books also he has written that Krishna conscious movement is for to creating a proper conscious leaders. Proper conscious leaders. Creating Brahmanas, that is another way. Not Brahmana, create Vaishnavas. Already Vaishnava is already including Brahmanic. Yes, that's good thing. Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhu, మీరు ఒక్కసారి శ్లోకాస్ చేస్తే ఆ ట్యూన్లో ఏదేది ఉంటుంది అనేది మనకు ఒక్కోసారి ఏమవుతుందంటే వేరే ట్యూనే ఇప్పుడు తథైవ చాన్యే అహోబకీయం అట్లానే తథైవ చాన్యే నరలోక వీర అహోబకీయం స్తనకాల కూటం అట్లా చేయొచ్చు బట్ మీరు సపరేట్ గా వేరే
it doesn't matter, Prabhu. It doesn't matter because by now every one of you are experts only. Okay. Yeah, you can do in any tune which you are comfortable with. But I explained in some other tunes which I remember more. Let me do it in that way. Okay, this is not mandate that you should also follow me.
Okay.
It's up to you. Everyone has their own inclinations, Prabhu, but I'll just start and end it here only. Okay. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah. Okay, Prabhu. Only is China, Prabhu? Only Slokas China?
Yeah, Sloka.
Sorry, Prabhu. Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah. 3rd canto, 2nd chapter, text 20. तथैव चान्ये नरलोकवीरा या आहवे कृष्णमुखारविन्दम् नेत्रैः पिबन्तो नयनाभिरामम् पार्थास्त्रपूता पदमापुरस्य. Enough na, Prabhu? One time, na? I'll just go revise all these slokas.
Yeah, revise.
Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 2nd chapter, 23rd verse. Aho bakiyam thanakalakutam jigam sayapa yayadapyasadvi lebhe gatim dhatra yuchitam tatonyam कं वा दयालुं शरणं व्रजेम. Yeah. Shall I go ahead, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Yes, Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 7th chapter, 14th shloka. अशेष संक्लेश शमं विधत्ते गुणानुवादाश्रवणं मुरारे. किं वा पुनस्तच्चरणारविन्द परागसेवारतिरात्मलब्धा. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 8th chapter, 2nd shloka. सोऽहं नृणां क्षुल्लसुखाय दुःखं महद्गतानां विरमाय तस्य प्रवर्तये भागवतं पुराणं यदाह साक्षात् भगवान् ऋषिभ्यः. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 9th chapter, 11th shloka. त्वं भक्तियोगपरिभावितहृत्सरोजा आसे श्रुते क्षितपतो ननुनाथ पुंसां यद्यद्धियात उरुगाय विभावयन्ति तत्तत्वपु प्रणयसे सदनुग्रहाय. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 9th chapter, 25th shloka. सोऽसावधभ्रकरुणो भगवान् विवृद्धा प्रेम स्मितेन नयनाम्बुरुहं विजृम्भन् उत्थाय विश्वविजयाय च नो विषादं माध्या गिरापनयतात् पुरुष पुराणः. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Now, BV devotees. పేర్లు ఏం చెప్పట్లేదు ఎనీబడి. రాజు ప్రభు, అదీప మాతది, అల్వాణి మాతది.
Prabhuji, I'll start, Prabhuji.
చేయండి.
तथैव चान्यं नरलोकवीरा या आहवे कृष्णमुखारविन्दं नेत्रैः पिबन्तो नयनाभिरामं पातस्तपूता पदमापुरस्य. Translation. Certainly others who were fighters on the battlefield of Kurukshetra were purified by the onslaught of Arjuna's arrows, and while seeing the lotus-like face of Krishna, so pleasing to the eyes, they achieved the abode of the Lord. Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam jimhasayapayayadapya sadvi lebhe katim dhatri uchitam tatonyam किं वा दयालुं शरणं व्रजेमा.
Second line ఒక్కసారి మాతాజీ. Second line ఒక్కసారి. जिघांसयापा मतलब
जिघांसयापाययादापि साध्वी.
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Okay. Translation. Alas, how shall I take the shelter of one more merciful than he who granted the position of mother to a she-demon, Putana, although she was unfaithful and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. Ashesha sanklesha samam vidhatte gunanuvada charanam murare. I'll just repeat it once again, Prabhuji. Ashesha sanklesha shamam vidhatte gunanuvada shravanam murare. Kim va punastak charanaravinda paraga seva ratiratmalabdha. Simply by chanting and hearing of the transcendental name, form, etc. of the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one can achieve the cessation of unlimited miserable conditions. Therefore, what to speak of those who have attained attraction for serving the flavor of the dust of the Lord's lotus feet? सोऽहं ऋणं क्षुल्लसुखाय दुःखं महत् गतानां विरमाय तस्य प्रवर्तये भागवतं पुराणं यदा साक्षात् भगवान् ऋषिभ्य. Translation. Let me now begin speaking on the Bhagavata Purana, which was directly spoken to the great sages by the personality of Godhead for the benefit of those who are entangled in extreme miseries for the sake of very little pleasure. Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavita saroja ashe shrute kshitapato nanunatha pumsam yat yadhiyaya urugaya vibhavayanti tattadvapuha pranayashe saddanugrahaya. Translation. Oh my Lord, your devotees can see you through the ears by the process of bona fide hearing, and thus their hearts become cleansed, and you take your seat there. You are so merciful to your devotees that you manifest yourself in the particular eternal form of transcendence in which they always think of you. So swadhabra karuno bhagavan vivriddha premasmitena naya. I lost the tune, Prabhuji. So swadhaprakarno bhagavan vivriddha premasmitena nayanam buruham vrijambhan utthaya visaya vijaya chano vishadam madhyaya girapanayata purusha purana. Translation. The Lord who is supreme and is the oldest of all is ultimately merciful, unlimitedly merciful. I wish that he may smilingly bestow his benediction upon me by opening his lotus eyes. He can uplift the entire cosmic creation and remove our dejection by kindly speaking his directions. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Raja Prabhu. ఉన్నారా?
శిరీష నవ్వుతుంది ప్రభుజీ, నేను నాకు రాదని.
ఏమై
మా వైఫ్ నవ్వుతుంది ప్రభుజీ ఇక్కడ నన్ను అడగండి.
ఎందుకు
ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తుంది అంటే చదవడం రాదని, రిసైట్ చేయడం రాదని ప్రభుజీ.
ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసే వాళ్ళకే మీరు ఎట్లా చేయాలంటే అదొక ఇన్స్పిరేషన్ తీసుకొని జీల్గా చేసేయండి. ఇప్పుడు సింపుల్ చేయండి. భక్తి వైభవ రాస్తారా?
శ్రీమద్ భాగవతం 3.2.20 తథైవ చన్నీ
ప్రభుజీని అడగండి. ట్యూన్ మీరు ఉన్నాడు కదా.
తథైవ చన్నీ నరలోక వీరా యాః వికృష్ణా ముఖారవిందం నేత్రై పిబంతో నయనాభిరామం పార్థాస్త్రపుతా పదమాపురస్య. Translation. Certainly others who were fighters on the battlefield of Kurukshetra were purified by the onslaught of Arjuna's arrows, and while seeing the lotus-like face of Krishna is so pleasing to the eyes, they achieved the abode of the Lord. Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam jigamasya. Hare Krishna. Valtman Puja ఒకసారి చెప్పండి.
Yes, Prabhu. Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam jigham shayapaya yadapya sadhi.
అహో బాకీయం స్తనకాలకూటం జీగాంసయాపాయదాప్యసాద్వి. అంతేనా? యదాప్యసాద్వి.
చేయండి అంతే ప్రభు. యదప్యసాద్వి.
లాభే గతిం
లేభే
ఒకసారి చెప్పరా?
లేభే గతిం దాత్రయుచితం తతోన్యం కం వా దయాళుం శరణం వ్రజే. అట్లా
దేవే గతిం ద్రాతు ఉచితం తతోన్యం కం వా దయాళుం శరణం వ్రజేమ. Translation: Alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he who granted the position of mother to a she-demon, Putana, although she was unfaithful and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.7.14. Asesa sanklesa samam vidatte gunanuvada shavanam murare kimva punastacharnaravinda paraga seva ratiratma labda. Translation: simply by chanting and hearing of the transcendental name, form, etc. of the personality of God, Sri Krishna, one can achieve the cessation of unlimited miserable conditions. Therefore, what to speak of those who have attained attraction for serving the flavor of the dust of the Lord's lotus feet? Srimad Bhagavatam 3.8.2. Soham runanam sullasu sukaya dukkam mahadgatanam viramaya tasya pravartaye bhagavatam puranam yada sakshat bhagavan rishibhyah. Translation: let me now begin speaking on the Bhagavata Purana, which was directly spoken to the great sages by the personality of Godhead for the benefit of those who are entangled in extreme miseries of the sake of very little pleasure. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.9.11. Sambhakti yoga paribhavita hrit saroja ase stute ekshita pato nanunata pumsam yat yat dayata urugaya vibhavayanti tadhadvapu pranayase sadanugrahaya. Translation: oh my Lord, your devotees can see you through the ears by the process of bona fide hearing, and thus their hearts become cleansed, and you seat there. You are also merciful to your devotees that you manifest yourself in the particular eternal form of the transcendence in which they always think of you. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.9.25. So savadabra karno bhagavan vivriddha prema smitena nayanamburham vichamrutam. So savadabra karno bhagavan vivriddha prema smitena nayanamburham vijamban uttaya vishvavijayaya chano visadam. ఇది ఇంతేనా ప్రభుజీ? ఉత్తాయ
విశ్వవిజయాయ చనో విషాదం.
ఉత్తాయ విశ్వవిజయాయ చనో విషాదం. అంతేనా?
అంతే ప్రభు, అంతే చదవండి.
మాత గిరాపనయత పురుష పురాణ.
ప్రభుజీ, మాతాజీ ఇలాగే హెల్ప్ చేస్తారు ఎగ్జామ్ లో కూడా మీకు?
లేదు.
అచ్చా, ఓన్లీ ఇప్పుడే ప్రాక్టీస్ అప్పుడేనా? ఓకే ప్రభు, హరి బోల్ జై. గుడ్ ప్రభు.
Translation: the Lord who is supreme and is the oldest of all is ultimate merciful. I wish that he may smilingly bestow his benediction upon me by opening his lotus eyes. He can uplift the entire cosmic creation and remove our dejection by kindly speaking his directions. Hare Krishna.
మాతాజీ ఎందుకు ఎగతాళి చేస్తుంది?
నాకు రాదని మాతాజీ. అంటే
ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసేటప్పుడు బాగా చేస్తాడు మాతాజీ, వన్స్ రిసైట్ చేసేటప్పుడు మొత్తం అన్ని మిస్టేక్స్ చేస్తాడు.
చేస్తున్నారు కదా
ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసేటప్పుడు బాగా చేస్తాడు, నాకు వచ్చేసింది అని మంచిగా చేస్తాడు. అందరు రిసైట్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు వాళ్ళతో రిసైట్ చేస్తాడు. వన్స్ అన్మ్యూట్ అయినాక మొత్తం పోతుంది ప్రభుజీ.
ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసేటప్పుడు
ప్రభుజీ భక్తి శాస్త్రంలో మీకు హెల్ప్ చేశారా చేయలేదా మాతాజీ?
హెల్ప్ చేశారు మాతాజీ.
మరి ఇప్పుడు ఎందుకు ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తున్నారు?
సో ప్లీజ్ ఎగతాళి చేయకండి మా రాజు ప్రభు. ఓకే,
భక్తి వైభవ సర్టిఫికేట్ తీసుకొని వస్తారు మీ దగ్గరికి.
భక్తి వైభవ ఇప్పుడు భక్తి వేదాంత కూడా అవుతుంది తొందరలో.
ప్రభుజీ చేస్తున్నారా ప్రభుజీ భక్తి వైభవ?
మరి ఇదంతా ఎఫెక్ట్ అంతా భక్తి వైభవ ఎఫెక్ట్ మాత్రం, ఈ శ్లోకాల ఎఫెక్ట్.
ఓ ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే, నైస్.
ఆల్రెడీ మిడిల్ లో ఉన్నాం. ఫస్ట్ క్యాంట్ అయిపోయింది, సెకండ్ క్యాంట్ అయిపోయింది, థర్డ్ క్యాంట్ ఫస్ట్ 11 చాప్టర్స్ ఒక ఎగ్జామ్ ఉందన్నమాట, దానికి సంబంధించిన శ్లోకాలు.
ఓకే 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 ప్రభుజీ, మరి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ రాలేదా ప్రభుజీ దీని గురించి?
ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ నేనే పెట్టాను మాత్రం వర్కింగ్ గ్రూప్ లో ఎప్పుడప్పుడు లాస్ట్ ఇయర్.
ఓ ఓకే ప్రభుజీ.
ఆల్రెడీ
only people who are very 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 enthusiastic should join Mataji. So they joined because they wanted to learn Bhagavatam. అట్లా జాయిన్ అన్నారు అన్నమాట.
ఓకే ప్రభుజీ, ఓకే ప్రభుజీ నేను చదివేస్తాను ప్రభుజీ, నాకు కొంచెం పని ఉంది.
చేస్తారా? చేయండి, శ్లోకాలు చేయగలుగుతారా? బికాజ్ మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ లో లేరు కదా.
చేస్తాను ప్రభుజీ. శ్రీమద్ భాగవతం 3rd canto 2nd chapter 20th shloka. తథైవ చాన్యే నరలోక వీరా యా ఆహవే కృష్ణ ముఖారవిందం నేత్రై పిబంతో నయనాభిరామం పార్థాస్త్ర పూతః పదం ఆపురస్య. Translation: Certainly others who were fighters on the battlefield of Kurukshetra were purified by the onslaught of Arjuna's arrows, and while seeing the lotus-like face of Krishna, so pleasing to the eyes, they achieved the abode of the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.2.23. Aho bhakiyam stanakalakutam jiham sayapaya yadapyasadvi lebhe gatim datri uchitam tatonyam kambadayalum sharanam vrajema. Translation: Alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he who granted the position of mother to a she-demon, Putana, although she was unfaithful, and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. Second, Prabhuji. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.7.14. Ashesha sanklesha samam vidatte gunanuvada shravanam murare kim va punastascharanaravindha paraga seva ratiratma labdha. Simply by chanting and hearing of the transcendental name, form, etc. of the personality of Godhead Shri Krishna, one can achieve the cessation of unlimited miserable condition. Therefore, what to speak of those who have attained attraction for serving the flavor of the dust of the Lord's lotus feet. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.8.2. Soham nrinanam Shulla dukkam mahad gatanam viramaya tasya pravartaye bhagavatam pranam yad aha shakshad bhagavan rishabhyah. Translation: Let me now begin speaking on the Bhagavata Purana, which was directly spoken to the great sages by the personality of Godhead for the benefit of those who are entangled in extreme miseries for the sake of very little pleasure. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.9.11. Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavi tahrit saroja ase shrutekshita pado nanunata pumsam yayadyata urugaya vibhavayanti tattad vapu pranayase sad anugrahaya. Translation: Oh my Lord, your devotees can see you through the ears by the process of bona fide hearing, and thus their heart becomes cleansed, and you see there. You are so merciful to your devotees, and that you manifest yourself in the particular eternal form of transcendence in which they always think of you. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.9.25. So savya
सोऽसावदभ्रकरुणो भगवान् विवृद्ध अट्ला महाराज
सोऽसाव्यदभ्रकरुणो भगवान् विवृद्धा प्रेमा स्मितेन नयनां बुरुहं
प्रेमेण नयनाम्बुरुहं विजृम्भत्
प्रेम स्मितेन नयनां बुरुहं ఏంటి ప్రభుజీ అది
विजृम्भन्
विजृम्भन् उत्थाय विश्वविजयाचनो उत्थाय विश्वविजयाय चनो विषादं माध्या गिरापनयन ప్రభుజీ అదేంటి ప్రభు
माध्या गिरापनयतात् पुरुष पुराण
माध्या गिरापनयतात् पुरुषः पुराणः. The Lord who is supreme and is the oldest of all is unlimitedly merciful. I wish that he may smilingly bestow his benediction upon me. By opening his lotus eyes, he can uplift the entire cosmic creation and remove our dejection by kindly speaking his directions. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mata. Thank you. Yeah, chain one. Yeah, chain.
तथैव चान्ये नरलोकवीरा याहवे कृष्णमुखारविन्दं नेत्रैः पिबन्तो नयनाभिरामं पार्थास्त्रपूता पदमापुरस्य. Certainly others who were fighters on the battlefield of Kurukshetra were purified by the onslaught of Arjuna's arrows. And while seeing the lotus-like face of Krishna, so pleasing to the eyes, they achieved the abode of the Lord. Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam jigham sayapa yayadapyasadvi lebhe katim dhatyuchitam tatonyam Tamvadayalum Sharanam Rajema. Alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he who granted the position of mother to a she-demon, Putana, although she was unfaithful and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. Prabhuji, next. अशेषसङ्क्लेशशमं विधत्ते गुणानुवादाः श्रवणं मुरारे किं वा पुनस्तच्चरणारविन्द परागसेवा रतिरात्मलब्धा. Translation: Simply by chanting and hearing of the transcendental name, form, etc. of the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one can achieve the cessation of unlimited miserable conditions. Therefore, what to speak of those who have attained attraction for serving the flavor of the tusk of the Lord's lotus feet? Soham rinam chulla sukhaya dukkham mahat katanam viramaya tasya pravartaye bhagavatam puranam yadaha sakshat Bhagavan Rishibhya. Let me now begin speaking on the Bhagavata Purana, which was directly spoken to the great sages by the personality of Godhead for the benefit of those who are entangled in extreme miseries for the sake of very little pleasure. त्वं भक्तियोगपरिभावितहृत्सरोजा आसेषु तीक्षितपथो ननु नाथ पुंसाम् यद्यद्धियातोरुगाय विभावयन्ति तत्तद्वपु प्रणयसे सदनुग्रहाय. O my Lord, your devotees can see you through the ears by the process of bona fide hearing, and thus their hearts become cleansed, and you take your seat there. You are so merciful to your devotees that you manifest yourself in the particular eternal form of transcendence in which they always think of you. सोऽसावदभ्यकरुणो भगवान् विवृद्धा प्रेमस्मितेन नयनाम्बुरुहं विजृम्भन् उत्थाय विश्वविजयाय च नो विषादम् माध्याकिरापनयतात् पुरुषः पुराणा. The Lord, who is supreme and is the oldest of all, is unlimitedly merciful. I wish that he may smilingly bestow his benediction upon me by opening his lotus eyes. He can uplift the entire cosmic creation and remove our dejection by kindly speaking his directions. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Ravji, today Vani Mataji's birthday.
I didn't see in the group message.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us do 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra for Mataji's spiritual progress. I didn't see devotees group, sorry. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Oh, Hare Krishna Vani Mataji. Even I didn't see. Many happy.
Thank you.
Happy Krishna conscious
Wish
birthday,
you-
Mataji.
Thank you.
Conscious
Thank you,
birthday.
one and all. Thank you so much.
May you
Wish you
progress.
very happy Krishna conscious.
మాతాజీ మీ
birthday,
స్పెషల్
Mataji.
ప్రేయర్ చేయండి మాతాజీ, శ్లోకాలు రావాలి, తిని టార్చర్ తట్టుకోలేకపోతున్నాం అని చెప్పి.
మీ ఫ్యామిలీ అందరితో ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి, వస్తాయి.
ఏమండి మీరు నేర్చుకోవాలి, మీరు నేర్చుకొని మీ స్కైలైన్ పక్క కూర్చోబెట్టుకొని చెప్పాలి, అంతే ఆటోమేటిక్ గా.
నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ మీరు అందరికీ నేర్పిస్తూ ఉంటారు మాతాజీ.
Yes, Mataji. That is a good wish to Mataji. That way I'll be at some place so that I can teach somebody.
Yeah, let us do 3 times Hare Krishna mantra for Mataji's spiritual progress. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Rani Mataji ki jai.
No, down. But yeah, thank you so much, Giriraj Prabhuji, Deepa Mataji, Lavanya Mataji, Lakshmikant Prabhuji, Achkin Priya Das Prabhuji, and Samyukta Mataji. Thanks a lot. It feels just like an extended family to be with you. And it's been an amazing journey for the last 4 or 5 months. Today, I just had a call with Lilamrita Prabhuji in the morning. I was speaking to him. That's why I couldn't log in on time at 8 o'clock. And he was asking me if I am attending anything. I said, one thing I'm never ever leaving is Giriraj Prabhuji's 8 o'clock Zoom session. That I am attending and will continue to do so. So, yeah, thank you so much for everything, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much for your association, Mataji, and your sincerity shows, and you are trying to learn the slokas and reading. These are the habits, There is one, UK English, the LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, writing.
Yes.
So we are doing this, listening, speaking, reading. These 3 activities are going on here. Listening,
Yes,
speaking,
yes, Prabhuji.
and reading. So this LSR is going on here. So thank you so much for your association. So please stay connected like this, and give us your association, and bring your Skyla also whenever she can able to.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, I will do recitation quickly. 3.2.20. तथैव चान्ये नरलोकवीरा या हवे कृष्ण मुखारविन्दम् नेत्रैपि बन्धो नयनाभिरामम् पार्थस्त्रपूता पदमापुरस्य Suddenly, others who were fighters on the battlefield of Kurukshetra were purified by the onslaught of Arjuna's arrows. And while seeing the lotus-like face of Krishna so pleasing to the eyes, they achieved the abode of the Lord. 3.2.23 Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam jigam sayapa yayadapya sadhvi lebhe gatim dhartri uchitam tatonyam kam vadayadam sharanam rajema. Alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he who granted the position of mother to a she-demon, Putana, although she was unfaithful and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. 3.7.14 Ashesha Sanklesha Shamam Vidhatte Gunanuvada Shavanam Murare Kim va punastas Sharanaravinda Paraga Seva Ratiratna Labdha. Simply by chanting and hearing of the transcendental name, form, etc. of the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one can achieve the cessation of the unlimited miserable conditions. Therefore, what to speak of those who have attained attraction for serving the flavor of the dust of the Lord's lotus feet? 3.8.2 Soham drunam shulla sukhaya dukkham mahadgatanam viramaya tasya pravartaye bhagavatam puranam yedaha sakshat bhagavan rishibhya. Let me now begin speaking on the Bhagavata Purana, which was directly spoken to the great sages by the personality of Godhead for the benefit of those who are entangled in extreme miseries for the sake of a very little pleasure. 3.9.11 Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavita hritsaroja ase shrute kshitapato nanunata pumsam yad yadhiyata urugaya vibhavayanti Tattad vapu pranayase sadanugrahaya. O my Lord, your devotees can see you through the ears by the process of bona fide hearing, and thus their hearts become cleansed, and you take your seat there. You are so merciful to your devotees that you manifest yourself in the particular eternal form of transcendence in which they always think of you. 3.9.25 So savadabra karuno bhagavan vivruddha प्रेमस्मितेन नयना गुरुं विजृम्भन् उत्थाय विश्वविजयाय च नो विषादम् Madhyagiراपनयतात् Purusha Purana. The Lord, who is the supreme and is the oldest of all, is unlimitedly merciful. I wish that he may smilingly bestow his benediction upon me by opening his lotus eyes. He can uplift the entire cosmic creation and remove our dejection by kindly speaking his directions. Now time is 9:42. I don't know. Lavanya and Samyukta Mata, you want to do? Lakshmikant Prabhu, you want to do? You want to do?
Prabhuji, na Sloka test ఉన్నది అందుకనే ఈరోజు
Acha, Bhakti Shastra practice chestara. You want to do yourself?
Yes, Prabhuji.
అయితే we'll stop anyway tomorrow. Prabhu?
Prabhuji, ఇక్కడ చదవమంటారా లేకపోతే just I leave
ఒక పని
and
చేయండి, మీరే చదివేయండి. We'll wrap up with that. Okay? Let me share
Yes,
the Bhakti Shastri Slokas file.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
And then you recite and we'll wrap up. Tomorrow anyway we are repeating the same Bhakti Vaibhava Slokas only. Okay? Anyway, other devotees they can practice tomorrow. So 1 second, Prabhu, I'm opening.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
ఈ రోజు ఎగ్జామ్
ఈ రోజు ఉన్నది ప్రభుజీ.
ఎప్పుడు ప్రభు?
అదే మన క్లాస్ భక్తి ఈవినింగ్ 6:30 నుండి 8:30 ప్రభుజీ. 8:30కి ఉన్నది ఎగ్జామ్.
మంచిగా అరే మీరు ఏం చేస్తారంటే ప్రభు, జస్ట్ కిడ్డింగ్. ఏం చేస్తారంటే ఆ శ్లోక టెస్ట్ తీసుకునే ప్రభుజీని మంచి పిక్చర్ తీసి మంచి మోడల్ చేసి హ్యాసిఫై చేయండి.
హరే కృష్ణ.
సో దట్ ఎనీవే చేయండి ప్రభు.
హరే కృష్ణ. భగవద్గీత 2.7 कार्पण्यदोषोपहत स्वभावा पहत स्वभावा पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेता यस्य श्रेष्यान् निशिचां ब्रूहितान् मे शिष्यस्ततेऽहं साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. Translation. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of misery, weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me, first attain what is the best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered into you. Please instruct me. Bhagavad Gita 2.13. देहिनस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहान्तरप्तिर्धीरस्तत्र मुह्यति. Translation. As the embodied soul continuous passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, and the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such changes. Bhagavad Gita 2.20. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन् नयां भूत्वा भविता वन भूयाम् अजो नित्यशाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो नाहन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. For the best soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. Bhagavad Gita 2.44. भोगश्वैर्य प्रशस्तानां तया पार्थ चेतसां व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि समाधिर्न विधीयते. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulences and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional services to the Supreme Lord does not take place. Bhagavad Gita 3.27. प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि गुणकर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकारा विमूढात्मा कर्ताहम् इति मन्यते. Translation. The spirit soul bewildered by the influence of false ego thinks himself the doer or activities that are actually carried out by the three modes of material nature. Bhagavad Gita 4.2. Ivam param praptam ivam param para praptam. Evam param parampara praptam imam rajasyayo vidhu sakalena mahata yogo nasta parantapa. This supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciple succession, and the saintly king understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appeared to be lost. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Sorry, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. మరి అన్ని వచ్చినాయా ప్రభు?
యా ప్రభుజీ, నాలుగు శ్లోకాలు కొద్దిగా ఫ్లోలో ఉన్నాయి, నాలుగు కొద్దిగా వెనక్కి ఉన్నాయి.
ఇంకా గుడ్ లక్ ప్రభు. నోబడి అంటే కదా లీలాం ప్రభు చెప్తారు కదా, నోబడి ఫెయిల్స్ ఇన్ శ్రీ చైతన్య మహాప్రభుస్ మూమెంట్. డోంట్ వరీ.
yes, thank you so much.
నమోత్రణ. హరే కృష్ణ. వాంఛాకల్పతరు కృపా సింధుమేవ చ పతితానాం వైష్ణవ అనంత కోటి వైష్ణవ. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Nitai Gaur Hari Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. See you all tomorrow.